Hello everybody, it's Arn here, and today I have another figure review. This time around, we're finally getting around to doing the figure review of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from Dragon Ball GT. This right here is another Dragon Star series figures, but it's also my third Gogeta that I have. Technically speaking, this is the second one I actually acquired. And the first Gogeta that we did review was the Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And then my other third Gogeta that I recently acquired during my last figure loot haul was the Gogeta from Fusion Reborn. This right here is Gogeta as we see him during the events of Dragon Ball GT near the end, when both Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta fused together to make Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Overall, pretty good figure, and also there's another figure with another 3-figure set as well, as the other figures that we do see besides Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta are Krillin and Super Saiyan Gohan. Overall, the figure actually looks pretty great. Now, without further ado, folks, let's step right into the unboxing of the figure. And we're back, folks. Now time to do the unboxing of the figure. And this time around, I do have a new knife. Well, it's a box cutter, but not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be my only good one I'm gonna have for a while. Technically speaking, this is for my work, because what's it called? I go through a lot of boxes, so box cutter is needed. What's it called? I will say this: I did technically find one of my other multi-tools, or at least technically speaking, the multi-tool for my pliers. Well, just one of the smaller ones, but it's pretty fine. So that one technically has a knife, so I technically have one of my multi-tools back. Still haven't found the other two yet. One day I will find them. Though I probably do know I probably left them in the truck. That's probably why. They're probably somewhere down, stuck in the seats. Because that's what happens to all your stuff if you leave them in any vehicle. They go down to the seats, and you're never going to find them again. That happens a lot. I'm pretty sure anybody who has experiences losing either keys or anything like coins or whatnot in your vehicle, you probably know that. There's a little background art right there. It looks pretty nice right here. I do love these because a lot of these you can probably make into collages and have them do kind of battle scenes. And now we have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which actually looks pretty good. Like before we even get him out of this little plastic covering, looks pretty great. He has his tail right here. And for those who are probably already wondering, or probably already know why I'm doing this review, the today episode for Dragon Ball Daima for episode 19 finally showed up, or released, and what's it called? All I can say, it was one hell of an episode. I can say that, so if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it, because it's phenomenal. It's probably one of the best. I think animation-wise, too, it's probably, I think, best up-to-date so far with Daima. I really do love it. Now, let's see if we can get Gogeta out of the box. Should be easy. Oh, I do apologize for the crinkling. We can get him out. Okay, we can do this. Come on. Oh. He's almost out there. Come on, Gogeta. There we go. You know, I do appreciate the plastic being hard to protect the figures, but goddamn, does this take a little bit longer than I want. You know what? I'll be right back quickly. Okay, we are back. I did do a little bit crumpling. Aha, there we go. Gogeta is now out of the plastic wrapper. And I do apologize for anybody for the crumpling of plastic. That thing did kind of also hurt me too, my ears. So I really kind of do hate that. I should have just popped that out immediately. But overall, damn, Gogeta looking goddamn awesome. And not gonna lie, I will say, I guess, a little bit spoilers for Daima if you haven't already been spoiled before. What's it called? So, I'm actually gonna need a time mark this when I do this. But what's it called? So, spoiler alert, we're gonna put spoilers here, so I'm probably gonna post in the video like a little bit spoiler tag and whatnot. So, what's it called? Just so you guys know, right here. So, episode 19 of Dragon Ball Daima. We know what the wish is. Glorio basically wish everybody back into adults. So everybody's back to adults. Then we see Vegeta and Goku take turns to fight the Demon King. Vegeta turns into Super Saiyan 3, which was awesome and glorious, and did one of the most, I think, one of the beautiful of his final flash attacks of all time. And then Goku takes his turn to fight him. And then what's it called? Goku goes through the transformations. What's it called, as we see. during what's it called? Like kind of what we see the same time when he fought Boo for the first time. He goes through Super Saiyan 1, 2, Super Saiyan 3, which was glorious because like I will say this, the animation for this was glorious. It was like so beautiful and basically just it was just great. The coloring and everything was beautiful and great. And then what's it called? And then when he basically Demon King basically told Goku, "Is that it?" And Goku says, "Nope, I got one more." And then from Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4, it was just so glorious. And basically Super Saiyan 4, or Daima Super Saiyan 4 basically just looks like Gogeta with the red hair. Though I will say there is like some series out there that the red Super Saiyan that Beerus sees in his sleep. Well, this is speculation if at the final episode, which is I think episode 20 for next week, shows anything or whatnot after everything ends. That was not Super Saiyan God, but that was Goku in his Super Saiyan 4 transformation. But yeah, that is the little spoiler. So I think after that, I'm going to put a little spoiler mark here for anybody who has not watched episode 19, so you guys can just skip through these 2 minutes and go to the overview figure review. So yeah, okay, now we're going to do the overview for Gogeta. I can see right here, he looks pretty great. All the coloring looks great. His hair color is like more like red orange here, like more like fiery red orange. You can see right there, looks pretty great. His face looks awesome. The sculpting looks good. I really do like that. You can see right there. Sculpting for his face is beautiful right there. Not gonna lie, it's actually pretty good. I think sometimes with the Dragon Ball Star series, sometimes they usually are good, but I think because sometimes they're a little bit more oversized, sometimes it kind of get lost. But overall, Gogeta's actually looking pretty great. I'm actually really do liking this. Like his pants are pretty good with the white contrasting the red. His tail right here is pretty good. It spins around, so it's not that bad. Overall, the coloring for it's pretty great. Gogeta looks pretty good, and yeah. Now, as for these, like accessories-wise, Dragon Star series, unless it's one of these of the battle packs or one of the more, unless it's one of the battle packs, which those battle packs basically come in with the accessories like the key attacks and whatnot. The only other accessories these Dragon Star series figures you should get is another pair of hands, which are usually the open palm hands, as you can see right here. And that's pretty much it of hands. So that's pretty much it of accessories besides Gogeta. Overall, the Gogeta figure is pretty great. He looks pretty good. But without further ado, folks, let's dive right into the articulation of the figure. And now we're back, folks. Now, let's start with the articulation of the figure. Going off with the head right here. I can see right here. Here's Gogeta's head. I can see him right here. It's a little bit more stubborn. What's it called? I'm pretty sure he can probably do the 360. He is taking on a bull jump, but I kind of want to break the back part of the neck right here. As you can see right here, there's a little bit more flowing on the back side right here. You can see where the peg part's at, where it connects. So he's able to move his head left and right with no problem at all. But if I want to force it, I can probably do 360, but I kind of feel like I'll probably break this, and I kind of want to break this. You can see right there where like a connector part is towards it, so I kind of want to break that. You can bob and weave his head up and down, so that's not a problem. So head articulation is pretty nice. Well, it's nice where humans should be, but for a figure, usually you can go through like the 360s, but it's not that bad. Going from the arms, we can bolster the arm all the way on top, no problem at all. Click it all the way down. Unless I should be a little bit more better on that. You can see right here, you can hear the clicks. That's basically moving the joints. Go all the way there. His arm can go bend all the way. So not that problem at all. Bend up. Bend like that. Spin around. Pretty sure here can also do that spin around as well for the biceps right there. So not that bad at all. And because it is on a ball joint, can spin around. Swivel, no problem at all. That's what you like for these. And overall, pretty great. The arm articulation is pretty good. And there's the clocking back in. Torso. Yeah, actually can spin his torso. That's actually pretty great. Unlike somebody else. You can go 3/6 of the torso, which is actually pretty good. Overall, pretty nice. His tail can just spin around. I can see right there. You can technically move the tail a little bit, but it's technically still hard plastic, so you might break it. So I can slightly bend, but it can only go in circles. Can't move up and forward, backwards. That's fine. The legs are kind of like these ball joint hinges right here, as you can see right here, which is always good. Sometimes in Gunpla, actually, they kind of have these ball joint hinges, which is always pretty good to have. And Gogeta can do splits. Hey, he can do splits. It's always good when your figure can do splits, because that's how you know he got good range of motions. His leg's able to go all the way forward. I can see right there. The tail, it's that tail. His leg's able to go all the way back. They can spin around kind of like that because the way the ball joint hinges are kind of designed, so it's not that bad. His leg's able to bend all the way. It's actually pretty good. Bending right there. You can hear the clipping for that, because it's kind of like on these knee joint clips. So legs able to bend all the way. Feet right there, able to spin around, no problem at all. Base go up and down, wiggle, wiggle, like you need for these legs, and overall pretty great. Articulation is pretty good. Yes, it's got a good range of motion. That's what we want with these figures, is then be able to pose ability, so we can have them do action poses. That's what the figures are meant to be. As they're meant to be posable, so we can have fun with them. Reenact battles from different series, or we can do our own what's it called? I guess you can I can say our own fan battles as well, because people have fun with these. That's the thing we want with our figures: have fun. That's what we do love about them. Overall, yeah, our ticket's just pretty great, and actually overall pretty good figure. And overall, I am loving the design for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He just looks phenomenal. Now, with that out of the way, let's go with side squares with everything else I have on my shelf right now with me at the moment. And we're back, folks. And before we even start with other figure side squares, like I like to do with a lot of my figures, is use my little measuring tape right here to always measure the figures. And, oh wow, Gogeta with his hair standing up is actually almost about 7 inches. It's actually pretty great, because usually the Dragon Star series are around 6-inch figures. Sometimes they go above that with 6.5 or 7, depending on how tall they are, or sometimes their hair being very tall. And that's actually pretty tall, not gonna lie. And starting off with another figure from Dragon Ball GT that I have at the moment is, and I will do the review of this one too, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. What's it called? This is actually one of my very first, actually the funny thing about this, when I restarted doing Dragon Ball collection, it was Vegeta right here, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, that restarted my entire Dragon Ball collection. It's because of him that I'm back into Dragon Ball and basically collecting figures once more again. And let's do side comparison of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as well, as Vegeta is a little bit underneath 6 inches. You can see right there, he is right under like 6 and, what is that, 6 and 1/8? 3 7s? 3 9s? Sorry. Measuring is not one of my fortes, or at least the way they say the numbers for this. Overall, but Gogeta just, I think, slightly beats Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, just by the hair being a little bit slightly taller. That's pretty fine. And with some more Dragon Ball Star Series figures that I do have lying around, we have Android Gamma, I think. I forget. I forget this character's name. The one that fights Gohan during the events of the Dragon Ball Superhero movie. He right here stands right about, I'm reading that right, like 6 and maybe 1s, 6 and 1s inches. Damn, I need to remember. I need to go back and actually reread how to do measuring tapes. But Gogeta's still technically taller. And going from what's called superhero movies to Dragon Ball Z, and technically he was there in GT when revival stuff happened. We have Perfect Cell. As Perfect Cell, technically I think is the tallest out of all my Dragon Star series, with Cell being 7.5 inches. That Cell is pretty goddamn tall. Vegeta, only by the hair, is only slightly below him. Overall, pretty great. Let's go with something relatively smaller. We have Android 18. Also, another Dragon Star series figure I also do have as well. I actually have 2 versions of 18. Regular figure version and then statue version. 18 means technically slightly smaller figure, as she is basically 5.5 inches. The smaller, well, smaller-ish. Because I think, technically speaking, the Dragon Ball Evolve are technically smaller at 5 inches, as we can see right here. Let's go with, let's bring in Trunks from the future for Super, as Trunks right here is a what's called Dragon Ball Evolve figure. So I can see the difference between size comparisons, where most of the Dragon Ball Evolve figures are technically around 5 inches. So I will say we're going to go with technically smaller figures. I think Krillin might be smaller. But yeah. So going from what's called, let's go some of the other Dragon Ball Evolve figures I have. Let's get Ultimate Gohan here. So not gonna lie, I gotta really get around to doing the review for Beast Gohan one of these days. That's right here, see right here, Ultimate Gohan, technically smaller than Gogeta. Not gonna lie, I'm actually some people who basically always wondered, who's watched GTs, I kind of slightly ignored that we never got to see Ultimate Gohan during the later events of GT, but yeah. Actually comparing, let's actually compare Super Saiyan 4, what's it called? Gogeta with my recently reviewed, I'm pretty sure recently reviewed, Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan full powered SH figure. It's Goku. This being technically slightly smaller figure. Wow, I'm actually surprised Gogeta's actually slightly smaller. No. Actually, I think they're both around the same height and build. I think the only difference is that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's hair is actually slightly taller than everybody else's. Which kind of makes sense with the way, sorry Goku, was the way Super Saiyan 4 is kind of more, come on Goku, stop trying to fight yourself. Well, with the fact that Super Saiyan 4 hair is technically one of the more taller ones, now, taller-ish. Now I think with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's, and then what's it called, Beast Gohan's, I think being slightly taller. And let's also go with some other figures, Super Saiyan, some more Dragon Ball. Let's go with some Figmas as well. We got Miyashiro from Fate Stay Night. With usual Figmas, like we always see before, usually around the 6-inch mark. Gogeta's still technically taller. And then we got Caster Gill from Fate Grand Order, as we see him during the events of Fate Grand Order. And not gonna lie, wait. No, Gogeta still beats. Like I said, most Figmas are around 6 inches, so that's pretty much it. And going with technically, well, I mean, technically speaking, not a Figma, but technically should be at least a pretty small, well, taller figure. This right here is the Rebel Tech Salter from Fate Stay Night. I don't know if I did a review of my Rebel Tech Salter. No, I did not. But she's actually technically taller since most of the other female characters. But yeah, overall, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is actually pretty good size when it comes to action figures. He's slightly taller than some of the other Dragon Ball Stars figures, just because the hair sometimes makes it taller. It really is kind of towards the thing with the hair. Usually the hair kind of makes the figures taller. But overall, yeah. As if for these size comparisons, now let's go with final thoughts. And we're back, folks. And with that out of the way, that is it for the review for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from Dragon Ball GT of the Dragon Star series figure line. Overall, pretty good figure. Articulation is pretty great. Design, everything else looks pretty good. Color accuracy is pretty great. I do love the design for it. Super Saiyan 4 is probably one of my favorite, and personally, of my, a little bit biased for me, Super Saiyan 4 is probably one of the best designs of all time. What's it called? Like I said before, articulation is pretty great. Color design, everything else looks pretty great. All the detail work for it is pretty great. Muscles, articulation, the face, the sculpting looks all good. Overall, pretty good figure. Overall, this price range for this is usually $20. I got lucky, though this was during December when I got this figure. That price went down to half, like around $10, which I was actually happy about. I actually got this at Target for those who want to try to find theirs. Usually, you can also try to find them as well on Amazon or at Walmart because they also sell them as well. But yeah, that was out of the way. That is the review for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And if you liked the video, consider dropping like, share, and subscribe. As I always do appreciate it, folks. And as always, have a nice day. This is I, Power, and signing out. And I'll see you guys on the next one.